Not that long ago, we used to have independent MP3 players that we'd listen to our music on, and then of course everything got integrated into the smartphone, and most people use their smartphone to listen to music. But there are still dedicated MP3 players out there that are available, and we're going to review one today, and it just might be what you are looking for listening to music, say when exercising or working and so forth. They do have some definite advantages over your smartphone. Let's check it out. It's Gadget Day today. And today I'm going to take a look at a new little digital music player. Now, people today might wonder, why would anybody buy a digital music player when you don't really need one? Because everybody's got one of those, right? This is going to do everything that this does and more. Sure, it can stream live content from the web, either over your data plan or over your Wi-Fi connection. And sure, you can store all your music library on here. The problem is these things are relatively power hungry. So if you're just listening to music, you're going to run your battery down for your phone. And some people just don't want to do that. I'm one of them. I like to listen to music when I'm at work, but I don't necessarily want to burn up the battery on my phone because I don't carry a charger with me. I charge my phone once a day and it has to last me all day. So I typically use my phone for telephone calls and looking up stuff on the internet and general stuff that you would use a smartphone for, but not necessarily listening to music. And there are other people like myself that feel the same way, that, you know, if you're just wanting to listen to music while you're working, a dedicated music player is probably the way to go. And here's a little small new little digital music player. And what I really like about this one is, in addition to having, I think it's 8 gigs of memory built in. We'll take a look at the specifications on this, but this one can use an SD card in addition to its internal memory, which means it makes it really easy to load up music. You don't have to plug it into the computer to load. You can if you want, but you can just dump your MP3 files, and it'll also play, I think it'll do FLAC as well. Just take a look at the specs. In fact, I know it does FLAC. But specification-wise on here, let's take a look at the music formats that this unit supports. So it has a 1.8-inch LCD screen. It'll also display apparently video too, but it has to be converted video. So I've got some video files on my SD card, but it's probably not going to play them because they are not converted down to 160 by 128 AMV files. It has 8 gigs of memory built in. It'll play, here's the formats it will play: MP3, WAV, APE, WMA, and FLAC files. It's FLAC, etc. So it's going to actually play more than that. It will support up to 128 gig memory card, expanded memory, which is a lot. And it will play for 80 hours of playback time, which is something that your smartphone just isn't going to do. So something like this, you could charge it up and listen to it all week and not have to recharge it. Anyway, let's take a quick look at this. It's going to be a relatively quick video because there's not a heck of a lot to show you. After all, it is just an MP3 player. But I will play the music on here, and we'll actually import some music directly from this into the computer and see how the files sound. So the first thing, when I turn it on, it boots up, and it's going to ask me to select a language. I'll select English. And here's our main display. It actually can record as well, so if I select the microphone here and press there, I believe it'll start recording. So start voice recording, recordings library, recording format, recording setting. So if I go down to recording format, press OK. Here's your options. You can record it as an MP3, a WAV, or an ACT recording. I'll leave it in, well, we'll put it in MP3. Doesn't matter. WAV is going to give better sound. Recording settings, you can set your record bit rate. So you can set it to 512, 768, 1024, or 1536 kilobits, which is, incidentally, CD quality. You can set noise canceling, meeting scene, train scene, normal scene, so it'll filter out noise and so forth. And to get back from here, hit the back button. Start voice recording. Please wait. Now this is going to record onto the internal memory because I haven't put any type of memory in here yet. So right now it's recording. It's telling me that I have 12 hours and 1 minute of recording time remaining on the internal memory. That's the 8 gigs of memory that's built in. And it's got a built-in microphone somewhere on here that will record the sound. Where is the microphone? I do see a hole in the back. It's probably right there. And to stop recording, I just press the stop button. Now that that recording has been made, I should be able to play it back with the headphones or play it back through my amplifier, which I'm going to get my adapter cable. We'll play it through the amplifier. Of course, I have to save the recording first because when I press the stop button here, it says save recording. So yes or no. Yes, recording has now been saved. And if I press the back key here, I should be able to go back in and play my recordings. Pictures, videos, folders, settings. Oh, it even has a radio on here as well. Tools. These are all the different menus it's got. It's got a calendar, stopwatch, and alarm clock. Interesting. Settings. We'll go and set it up. Date and time. Time settings. Time setting format. 12 hours or 24 hours. Set the time format. There we go. Set the time. It's now 3:07 p.m. There, it's done. Go down to date settings. The date format, you can have it as year, month, date, year, or day, month, year. I'll take it in month, day, year. And here's our settings at 7/25, 2018. And now the date format is set. Display settings. Backlight timer. You can have your display on or off. Obviously, keeping your display on is going to run down the battery. And you can have it as a digital clock or a pointer clock as your screensaver. Okay, I've got my playback cord here. I'll plug that into the unit. If I go to play playback, it'll let me pick all songs. It'll let me sort by artists and so forth. Update card data. I haven't put any card in it yet, so let's just we'll just go to all songs because the only thing that should be on there right now is I think there's a couple tracks that are already stored on it. I guess demo tracks. Okay, that goes fast forward. That sounds like the Carpenters to me. Okay, so this is the demo. They've put some music on here that's got some lyrics. This is just what came on it as a track. This is actually the Carpenters, so I can't let this thing play. The other track that's on here, I have no idea who this one is because I never heard it. But anyway, I should be able to play. Here we go. It's going to also display the lyrics here, as you can see. Here's giving the info for it here. But I'm going to talk over this here because I don't want to get hit with a copyright strike. But anyway, as you can see, it's going to list the names of the tracks or the lyrics to the tracks if they're encoded in the track. I'm just going to stop it from playing there because I don't want to get hit with any type of copyright. What I want to try and do is I want to try and play back my recording. So if I go down to my home, where are my recordings? Go to folders, select record. There's my recording. If I play it back.
The type of memory in here yet. So right now it's recording. It's telling me that I have 12 hours and 1 minute of recording time remaining on the internal memory. That's the 8 gigs of memory that's built in.
Okay, now it's playing. As you can see, it's gone to display the time here. If I want to adjust the volume, I press and hold the volume key,
and to stop,
and then it'll switch to the volume menu, and now I
memory in here yet.
Volume down, volume up.
12 hours and 1 minute of recording time remaining on the internal memory. That's the 8 gigs of memory that's built in. And it's got a built-in microphone somewhere on here.
Okay, that's playing back recordings. Let's load an SD card. This is just a 32 gig SD card that I have put some files on from my royalty-free collection that I can play. So we pop the card in. Press it in place. So to play music off your SD card, micro SD card, select music, and then you go down and scroll down to where it says local folder or card folder. If you're in local folder, it's only going to see the 3 songs that are currently stored, or however many songs, and we're going to put some music onto this in a minute to show how to load it onto the internal memory. But if you want to listen to music that you've put on your external drive, just go to card folder. And now the tracks on your card folder are there, and you can select which ones you want, or you can repeat all tracks. And of course, there you go, hold down the main menu button, and then you've got your home, shuffle. You can turn shuffle on, and now it's going to play your tracks random. And I go back to sound settings. Here's where you can change your equalizer. Go to custom. Bass, low, mid, high, and treble. So you can adjust your equalizer accordingly to how you like it. And in shuffle mode, it'll pick. Now you see I've set it for repeat and shuffle, so it'll just continue to play the entire contents of the SD card, repeat over and over. So that gives us the unique ability to have a huge library of music. Turn that down a bit. In addition to the 8 gigs that are built in, you can have up to an additional 128 gigs of music on an SD or micro SD card. Now this does have some video files on it. I'm curious as to whether it's actually going to play them, because they are not converted files. So if I go over to video, there's probably nothing going to show here in the card folder. No, there's no videos found, because these are just standard. They're just some AVI and MPEG files. They're in standard definition, but they need to be converted down to a format that this can understand if you want to play video. But that's understandable, and this is not a video player. It's just it has the ability that you could encode video in the format that is compatible if you needed to play a video of a logo or a demo or something. It could be done if necessary. Let's stop this from playing now. I've put it into digital clock mode as opposed to analog, so you can see what the digital clock looks like. We'll stop it from playing here, go back to the main menu. Now playing, stop. I'm just going to remove the SD card for the moment, because it's not needed. And it tells me that I've removed it. And we'll put that out of the way for now. Comes with a short, about 1.5 feet long data cable. Plug the micro USB into one side, plug the other side into the computer, and the computer should recognize the device as an external hard drive or an external USB drive. So I plug it in. Now I can open folder to view files, and here is what is on the file. And I remember I did delete the record audio file, but if I went back and recorded something in here, it would be there. There's nothing in the video folder because, oh, there actually is. There is something on here. What's on here? Media player can't play this, of course. But I bet you the unit itself can. I should just look at that and see, because it looks like they've got a sample video file on here. So if I go to video, oh yes, there is a sample video file on here. And of course I'd have to plug my sound back in. Looks like it's the same as the audio that was on there, this Yo-Yo All Rise. Okay, can't play any more than that. For obvious reasons I can't play that, but that's what came with this unit as a sample file. So there's video playback, so it will play video. It just, the files have to be converted. If I go back to, I'll do another sample recording on here so you guys can see it on the computer. Okay, once again I'll plug it into the computer. It automatically loads up, and if I open my folder to view files, if I look in the record folder, there's the file that I just recorded. If I play it back, it'll play on the computer. This is my test recording. Rec001.wave should appear on the computer when I plug it in. And that should be, then it should be able to transfer it and drag it over just like any other files, making this useful as a dictation type device. So that's how the recordings work. You can obviously play it back on the device. You can also play it back on your computer. It treats it just like a regular USB memory stick. In fact, you could put anything on here you wanted. It is an 8 gig memory stick. If I go to music, you'll see that here are the lyrics and the MP3 files. So obviously for lyrics, you would have the lyrics files. If I want to drag some music over to this thing into the internal memory, if I just open up my music folder on here, I got a bunch of stuff on here, but I can't play a lot of this stuff because it's not royalty free. So I'll pick some royalty free stuff. There's only like 4 tracks that I can, 5 tracks I guess that I can dump over here, but I'll just drag these 5 tracks over and just drag them over into the music folder here. And that will copy them onto here, onto this player. Now I can close down the computer and unplug it. Once again, if I plug it into the headphones, or in this case my amplifier, if I go into music, now the only music it's going to show now is the music internal, because I've removed the memory, external memory. But here are the tracks. If I click on repeat all, now they will play at random because I've got it in random mode. As you can see, it's just playing them at random.
When I was young,
And to get out, I just hold the menu button down, go back home. It also has an FM radio in the unit, so if I select FM radio, I guess I can hit auto tune. Oh, it's got FM recording. Cool, let's try that out. So let's just do an auto tune here. We'll do a station scan. And what this is going to do is this is going to, I've got the headphones connected as a radio antenna. I've got my cord connected here. And now what it's going to do is it's going to search the band and lock in the local stations. Here's all of our local stations. 87.5 is my test station here. So if I select 87.5, if I hit the menu button down here, I should be able to go down to start FM recording. So I can now hit this FM recording, and now it's recording this broadcast, and it'll show up as a WAV file, FM record 001. I'm going to let this record for a few minutes because I'm going to drag this recording. This is royalty free, so there might be a bit of hiss in there because the signal's not very strong, but it might be okay. I'm going to let this record for a couple minutes, and then we'll extract the file over to the computer, and I'll actually we'll import the recorded sound quality off of FM into the video itself, so you guys can hear how it sounds. Same as the track, the voice track. When I did a sample recording, we'll import that so you guys can hear the sound quality of that. So I'm just going to let this record for a couple minutes here, and then we'll import the file. Okay, been recording here for a little while. We'll stop it now by pressing, I think it's the volume key I press, or is it menu? To find out. Stop, save recording, yes. So now I've saved the recording, and if I go back to, if I get out of this, back to home, if I go up to folders and go down to record, we'll see I have record 001, which was the recording I made.
This is my test recording.
If I go to FM recording, and that's that recording. So if I stop it, if I now connect the computer again, I should see both of those, and we'll copy those files over to the SD card, and then I can take them in and we'll incorporate them into the video so you guys can hear the sound quality that this records. There's a couple of recordings there, the record and the FM record. We'll just take them and we'll drag them. These are to my SD card over here. So this is the recording that was made on this little MP3 player off the FM radio. Sounds to me to be mono sound, which is what I fully expected it to be, was mono, because of course the voice recorder doesn't need to be stereo. But if you need to make a recording of a broadcast, this would certainly be sufficient to do it. And the quality sounds to be actually pretty good, even though it's lacking the stereo sound. But other than that, it sounds actually not bad. Of course, one thing I like about this little unit already is it has an actual physical power switch. So when you turn it off, it's off. It also has a sleep timer as well. So if it's on and you want to listen to music and go to sleep, you can go down into settings and you've got a sleep timer. So you can set it anywhere from 1 minute. So you can set it for 1 minute to 99 minutes and the unit will shut off. and you can set power off so that it'll shut itself off after 1 or 2 minutes of inactivity, or you can turn that off so that it'll stay turned on until you turn it off manually. But if you say you pause it, for example, it'll shut off after 1 or 2 minutes if you haven't touched anything. That's what that's for. But I kind of like the physical power switch. Just there, it's off. Don't have to worry about forgetting and leaving it turned on. Let's crack this thing open. I want to see how well this one's put together. So here's a nice close-up look of the unit itself. We're going to take out those other screws and remove the circuit board as soon as I can locate my little Phillips micro screwdriver here. So here's the back side of the circuit board. Our micro SD slot, headphone jack, USB, data, power. Here's our buttons, our main processors here, right? Our power switch. Of course, the display. And on the back side, here's the 8 gigs of built-in memory. Again, the back side of the power jack. This is going to be the audio amplifier IC, microphone, a couple little capacitors. And of course the battery. Let's take a look at the battery capacity. The battery is kind of stuck down to the display. So I'm going to try and just pop this open without damaging anything. Of course, being one of these lithium polymer batteries, you got to be careful not to puncture it, or we could have some problems here. So it's going to carefully work away at the adhesive here so we can see what capacity this thing is. So there's the battery. .7 volts. Looks to be May of 2018 is when this battery was made. So I'm just going to stick it back onto the back of the display here so they can put this unit back together. Doesn't seem to be too bad a unit at all, actually. But I'm pretty sure my trolls out there will find something to fault this with. Is everything has a fault according to the internet experts out there. Somebody's going to spot a solder connection that doesn't look pristine. Or something else. Because that's just the way it goes, right? But looking at the build on this unit, it doesn't look to be too bad. I'll put the switch back in. I will snap the back on it and watch it not work. See, there's the hole for the microphone, as I suspected. Snap the unit back together. That's one that's really easy to change the battery on. If and when the battery fails, which all these little lithium batteries will eventually fail, but that's one that would be, I can't think of an easier one to change the battery on than that. You can pop this thing apart without even damaging the cabinet. It's just held in place by little clips. There you go. That's we're gonna say import the files from this thing and listen to it, but that's a look at this little media player here. Make sure it still works. I'll go down and select music, and of course it still works fine. And to turn it off, I can just, real simple. So if you're looking for a little music player, link to this one's in the description. Get it from Amazon. Looks to be a nice little unit, and because it's coming from Amazon, of course, you can get your money back if you're not happy. But I think you'd be happy with this player. So far, from what I've seen, I'm going to put this thing through its paces, and this thing's going to go to work with me, and I'm going to put some music on it and listen to it while I work. That's what I'm using this for, because I'm one of those people that doesn't like to burn up my cell phone battery while I'm listening to music. Also, I like to keep my phone nice and safe when I'm working. You know, I'm not going to be handling it and dropping it and so forth. So I'll put this thing out in the elements where it can get wet and get damaged while I'm at work, and my cell phone stays safe in my pocket. Thanks for watching.